The prayer this morning will be offered by Delegate Aaron M. Kaufman of Montgomery County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and Happy New Year to you and your family. Bow your heads, please, colleagues. Dear God, may the warmth and fellowship and joy in seeing each other yesterday last all year through. Please sustain our health, our physical and emotional health, and let us support one another, as I am reminded by a statement I once heard Speaker Bush make, which is that at the end of our time in the House of Delegates, it's not the policy debates that we remember, but rather the laughs that we shared and the friendships that we made. Let us prioritize friendships above all else, and let us be able to separate our policy disagreements from how we view one another. I also fervently wish that you, O God, grant us good health this session, and for those members who had a health scare in the interim, may it be a distant memory. Also, dear God, please bless our new brothers and our new sister who joined us during the interim, and may we benefit from their wisdom and fellowship for many years. Lastly, oh God, please help us remember our former speaker, Cass Taylor, and take comfort in the fact that he is reunited with his beloved wife, Polly. Thank you for the joy of getting to know the Taylors, oh God, and please be with us and remind us we are here to do your work. And together we say,
Amen. Quorum call.
Madam Speaker.
Has everyone recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will take the call. There being 132 members present, the House is now in session. The clerk will read the journal from the previous day.
Annapolis, Maryland, January the 10th, 2024.
Recognizing the Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Move so much be considered the reading of the journal.
So ordered, petitions, memorials, and other papers. Appointments. The clerk will read the appointment.
Resolved that the Speaker makes the following joint statutory committee appointments: Legislative Policy Committee, the Honorable Adrian A. Jones, House Chair, the Honorable Vanessa A. Atterbury, the Honorable Ben Barnes, the Honorable Jason C. Buckle, the Honorable Luke Clippinger, the Honorable Mark Corman, the Honorable Jez Lewis, the Honorable David Moon, the Honorable Jocelyn Pena-Melnick, the Honorable Jesse T. Pippy, the Honorable April Rose, the Honorable Emily Shetty, the Honorable Dana Stein, the Honorable C.T. Wilson. Resolved, the Speaker makes the following joint statutory committee appointments: Joint Committee on Federal Relations, the Honorable Yili Shi, House Chair, the Honorable Brian Chisholm, the Honorable Brian Crosby, the Honorable Mike Griffith, the Honorable Julian Ivey, the Honorable Andre Johnson, the Honorable Bernice Mercue North, the Honorable Matthew Morgan, the Honorable Karen Tolles. Resolved, the Speaker makes the joint following statutory committee appointments: Joint Committee on Spending Affordability, the Honorable Marcus Chang, House Chair, the Honorable Vanessa E. Atterbury, the Honorable Ben Barnes, the Honorable Jason C. Buckle, the Honorable Jefferson L. Greist, the Honorable Adrian A. Jones, the Honorable Jazz Lewis, the Honorable David Moon, the Honorable Jesse T. Pippy, the Honorable Stephanie Smith, the Honorable Courtney Watson, the Honorable Janelle K. Wilkins. Resolved, the Speaker makes the following special joint committee appointments: Joint Committee on Program Open Space and Agricultural Land Preservation, the Honorable Robert Lewis, House Chair, the Honorable Terry L. Baker, the Honorable Ann Healy, the Honorable Jez Lewis, the Honorable Dana Stein. By order, Sylvia Secret, Chief Clerk.
Hearing no objection, the appointments are adopted. Minority leadership appointments. The clerk will read the appointments.
Resolved that the following members be appointed by the minority leadership: the Honorable Jason C. Buckle, Minority Leader; the Honorable Jesse Pippy, Minority Whip; the Honorable April Rose, Assistant Minority Leader; the Honorable Brian Chisholm, Assistant Minority Whip; the Honorable Wayne A. Hartman, Chief Deputy Minority Whip; the Honorable J. A. Jacobs, Caucus Chairs. Resolved that the following members be appointed Deputy Minority Whips: the Honorable Susan McComas, the Honorable Charles J. Otto, the Honorable Seth A. Howard, the Honorable William Valentine, the Honorable Teresa Riley, the Honorable Kevin B. Hornberger.
Okay. Hearing no objection, the appointments are ordered journalized. That ends the work at the desk. Committee announcements. Appropriations.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Appropriations Committee will meet for an organizational meeting immediately following session. Thank you.
Judiciary.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, the House Judiciary Committee will have an organizational meeting at 11 o'clock this morning.
Environment and Transportation.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Environment and Transportation Committee will have an organizational meeting at 11 a.m. in the full committee room.
Ways and Means.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Ways and Means Committee will have an organizational meeting at 11 a.m.
Economic Matters.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The House Economic Matters Committee will have an organizational meeting immediately following session.
Health and Government Operations.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Health and Government Operations Committee will have an organizational meeting at 11 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Subcommittee announcements. Any subcommittee announcements? Okay. Any delegation announcements? Delegation announcements. Gentleman from Frederick.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Frederick County delegation will have their delegation meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m. via Zoom. Thank you.
Madam Speaker.
Baltimore County. Then.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Baltimore County delegation will have a briefing tomorrow at 9 a.m. online.
Montgomery County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Montgomery County House delegation will be meeting at 9 a.m. tomorrow on Zoom.
Prince George's.
The Prince George's County delegation will meet briefly at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning for a delegation picture. Thank you. At the delegation room for Prince George's County.
Eastern Shore.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Eastern Shore delegation will have its meeting via Zoom at 9 a.m.
Anne Arundel.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Anne Arundel County delegation will have their delegation meeting at 8:30 a.m. on Zoom.
Okay. Any other delegation announcements? Caucus announcements. Any caucus announcements? Chairing, recognizing the chair of the Legislative Black Caucus.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members of Legislative Black Caucus of Maryland, we will be meeting today at 12 p.m. for a special meeting regarding our 2024 priority agenda virtually. See you at 12 p.m. Thank you.
Any other caucus announcements? Okay. Before I get to personal and guest announcements, I would like to recognize the delegate from Montgomery County to help us thank the former Speaker Pro Tem for her service. Delegate.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Permission to use the delegate's name.
Permission granted.
Thanks to Speaker Adrian Jones, in 2019, Delegate Cherise Sample Hughes was unanimously approved by this body as the Speaker Pro Tem of the Maryland House of Delegates. This was an historical achievement for any state General Assembly in which the number 1 and number 2 leadership positions were held by women of color. Let me make this plain. No state General Assembly has or had 2 black women as the number 1 and number 2 positions of leadership in this country. That was a moment in history which was noticed not only in Maryland, but throughout the nation. Delegate Sample Hughes, a woman in her 40s, is a role model who inspires, encourages, and demonstrates black girl magic. She is a wife, mother, business professional who is the only person of color ever elected to represent the Maryland General Assembly from the Maryland Eastern Shore. She is the first African American to serve as president of the Women Legislators of Maryland Caucus, and her leadership was recognized nationally as the National Black Caucus of State Legislators Chair of Region 3. She is a phenomenal woman who can do it all and do it all well. Delegate Sample Hughes, we know your tenure as Speaker Pro Tem is a stepping stone to the many opportunities that await you not only in Maryland, but nationally. So thank you for your dedication to public service and your outstanding leadership in the Maryland General Assembly.
Thank you. That's been a nice tribute. Any personal or guest announcements?
Madam Speaker.
Gentleman from Montgomery.
Thank you. I want to acknowledge the birthday of somebody who at midnight began receiving the protections of the Age Discrimination Act, and who is allergic to wearing jeans. But teasing aside, it's permission to use the delegate's name.
Permission granted, I think.
Don't worry, Madam Speaker, it's not about you.
I knew that. I knew that part.
But anyway, just a joke, Madam Speaker.
Can you continue?
Yeah.
Please, sir?
So anyway, I want to pay tribute to my dear friend Emily Shetty, who is turning 40 years old today, and I want to. And I want to just talk about how when I met Emily Shetty a long time ago, God really blessed me because I met one of my closest friends and a confidant, and it's not a common occurrence that you get to work so closely 3 months a year with one of your closest friends, and I get to work with two of them. And I also just want to say that that Emily always says that Jared and I are her brothers, and in many ways, along that same line, I have an older sister, and like the number one obligation of an older sister is to keep their little brother out of trouble, and as such, before I send a text, I say, Emily, should I send this or should I send this email? No, Aaron, don't do that. Okay, I won't. But I really am very hopeful that we are friends for the next 40 years because she's one of a kind. Please join me in raising your virtual glass to Delegate Emily Shetty.
Any other personal or guest announcements? Yes. Young lady from Prince George.
Madam Speaker.
Yes.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. Did you forget Delegate Turner? Do I wait till Friday to announce my wonderful sunshines?
Yes.
Wait till Friday. That's all I need to know. Thank you. Good morning.
Gentleman from Baltimore County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, the doctor of the day is a 11B district member of ours. Permission to use delegate's name?
Permission granted.
On behalf of Delegate Stein and myself, we'd like to welcome the doctor of the day, Tyler Simmet, who is an internist in emergency medicine, and he's also in the works and starting a new medical school, which will be on the campus of an HBCU. And we're really looking forward to his work. Thank you.
Gentleman from Baltimore County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I wanted to give a warm welcome to the Maryland Athletic Trainers Association, who are here in the gallery, and they're here in Annapolis today celebrating their 40th anniversary. Whether it's assessing injuries or creating rehab routines, athletic trainers in Maryland work hard to keep our athletic population healthy. So next time you're watching the Ravens, your favorite sports team, or even your kids' sports teams, keep in mind the athletic trainers who help make all that possible and keep everybody safe. And I also want to give a shout out to a few students from my alma mater, Mount St. Joe, who are with them today up in the gallery. Thank you.
Okay. Any other personal guest amendment?
Madam Speaker.
Gentleman from Eastern Shore.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's the night you've all been waiting for. Cecil night is upon us. Starting at 4:30 this evening, you will also be receiving an email, so check your accounts. But all of you are welcome along with your guest, and it will be a most memorable occasion that we hope you'll join us. Thank you. Oh, it's at Pussers. Pussers, that's important. It's at Pussers, 4:30 p.m. Thank you.
Okay. All righty. Gentlelady from Baltimore County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to share sad news with Baltimore County and my colleagues here. The passing of the Chief Judge of the Orphans Court, William Evans, on Tuesday. Bill is a lifelong public servant, a veteran of both the Air Force and the Air Force, the National Guard. He was, I'm sorry. He was appointed to the County Board of Appeals. He served as a county councilman. He was elected to the Orphans Court in 2006 and served as the chief judge from 2009 until his passing. A very good man. I had the privilege of working with him. Please keep his family, his wife Judy, they met in 6th grade, and his children in your prayers. So thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Gentleman from Baltimore County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Permission to use the delegate's name?
Permission granted.
We have a special birthday today. He turns 31. Please give a happy birthday to Delegate Bob Long.
Any other personal or guest announcements? Gentlelady from Howard.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. If we may, I would like to recognize a wonderful leader in Howard County whose funeral is today, Fire Chief Mickey Day. He was Mr. Howard County Fair for years and years and years. He built many fire stations, volunteer fire stations, and he encouraged and grew our fire service, which is a combination volunteer and professional. He leaves his family behind, and we are very grateful for his service to Howard County and to the state of Maryland.
Any other personal or guest announcements?
Madam Speaker.
Gentleman from Prince George's.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Colleagues, not too long ago, about a week ago, former Senator Doug Peters passed away, and I just wanted to take a moment to lift him up here. He looked out for so many of us, and there really wasn't much that I could do back to him, but in this moment I just wanted to say rest easy. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you for sharing. Is there any other personal or guest announcements? Okay. Quorum call before adjournment.
Madam Speaker.
Has everyone recorded their presence? So the clerk will take the call. There being 136 members present, the House is still in session. Recognizing the majority whip.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Leader.
Everyone, if you have requests for DLS, I just want to remind folks to get them in as soon as possible. Do not wait until the last minute to get those requests in, because you may not get your bills back in time for the drop on February 8th. It also gives, the sooner you get them in, the more time you have to go back and forth with DLS on bill drafting. So please get in as soon as possible if you want to guarantee you get your bills in, okay? Thank you.
Okay. Recognizing the majority leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the House stands adjourned until Friday, January 12th at 11 a.m.